I'm Garrett, and I play bass in the Maine.
I'm Jared, and I play guitar in the Maine.
Tell me how to feel like we do. Tell me how to feel like we did when we were young.
So it's the first show back on the Pioneer Tour. How are y'all feeling?
I'm really excited. It's the first show where the record's actually been out, so maybe some people might know some songs, which is gonna be nice.
I think we're feeling a little bit of both too. We're tired because we've been traveling a lot. We just did a South American tour, and so we've been traveling a lot. But we're also really excited.
Yeah,
That should be really fun.
a little tired, but that's tour.
Yeah.
So how was Brazil?
It was amazing. You can't really put it into words.
I feel like we were a little bit spoiled over there because the shows were so much bigger and crazier than we're used to. Fans over there just have such passion. So it was more than I had expected. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back.
Is there a country that y'all haven't been to yet and you'd want to go play it?
Japan.
Japan would be really cool.
Yeah.
Where else? We've done shows in Canada, but I think we really want to kind of get into Canada and get like a full tour kind of going over there.
Yeah, and maybe somewhere like Europe. Touches like we've been to Europe, but not like there's like Spain and Italy, and there's a lot of places left that would be cool to hit.
Definitely.
How was the writing process for Pioneer different to writing the previous album before it?
It was definitely a lot different than Black and White. I feel like it was the first recording or writing process that we've done in a while, where it's just all of us sitting in a room, where it wasn't really any forced writing. We didn't even know it was going to be a record, so it was just kind of not pressure at all.
Yeah,
and so everything kind of just came out in a way that really hasn't happened before, and I think that's why it's so special to us, just because all the songs were just actually what we were feeling, not like, oh, we need a fast song or we need a slow song.
We're used to writing when our label is expecting to hear the outcome of it. On this one, they didn't know that we were doing it, so we had no one to really impress, and we honestly took it in the direction that we wanted to and showed them later.
Now that Pioneer is finally out, how are you taking the reaction from fans?
It's been pretty awesome so far from what I heard. A lot of people seem excited about it and have open ears, and maybe it's something they've maybe never really heard before, and so it's a new journey for us all.
Yeah, it was the day it came out was a pretty nerve-wracking experience for me, just because we were in Brazil and we didn't have internet really, so it's kind of hard to tell what was going on. But once we got word from our manager, I think it was all good.
Did you guys ever think that Pioneer would turn out to be so successful, or were there any doubts about releasing it?
So many. It got to a point when I didn't even know if we were going to be a band anymore. And we never really talked about that, but there were some moments when it was pretty scary, and I never really, I don't know, I was frightened a lot.
I think the most frustrating thing is when you have a complete record finished and ready to go, and all you need is someone to press the button. And that, for us, just getting that to happen was just such a long process. It's such a battle for us, and so
especially when people weren't going to take it serious even before they even heard anything. So, and having that, it kind of was it was definitely frustrating. But it's out now, and can't really complain.
Yeah, I was very happy when it finally came out.
Was there a certain message or point you wanted to get across through in Pioneer that you wanted fans to get?
Just mostly just be comfortable with yourself and do what you want to do. Don't let anyone really tell you that the path you're on is the one that you need to be on. Just you need to make a choice for yourself, and do what you truly believe in. And that's.
Well put.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
What are some of the musical influences for writing that album?
I'm trying to think of what we're kind of listening to. I mean, there's certain parts that I think definitely showcase our individual influences. There's like we were listening to a lot of Wilco and I don't know. It's hard to just pick one band. There's just so many bands that we all listen to that I feel like there's certain vibes that kind of got pulled from things that we like about those bands. But
I just think rock and roll music.
yeah.
But at the same time, we recorded so many songs. There's like 30 recorded songs that we had from both sessions, and I mean, there's like electronic songs that we did that didn't make the record. There's like all sorts of different kind of things that we were trying, and then the 13 that we picked were just what we felt was the strongest or what people might want to hear at this point. But yeah, there's like a bunch of other songs that I'm sure we're gonna get released out there that have different vibes and even on the record.
Yeah, totally.
What's your favorite song on the record, and what's your favorite one to play?
Mine's probably Waiting for My Sun to Shine.
I like that one too. That one was really fun to record. There was kind of this roller coaster of emotion when we wrote it, and it kind of has these different moods throughout the whole song. So,
yeah, when we first wrote that one, it was one of the ones that came together really quickly. It was pretty much just John messing around with the main guitar riff that's in most of the song, and it kind of does this kind of. It was the first song we've ever written that the peak was in the middle of the song, and that's kind of the only part that really gets like that. It's kind of like a mountain.
Yeah, and then, just kind of,
and then it kind of falls back down. But yeah, it was an interesting kind of way to structure a song, and we've never really done anything like that, and I think it sticks out to me because of that.
it's also really fun to play.
Are you guys allowed to say, like, why do you think the album wasn't, like, it was rejected from Warner's?
I mean,
I just think that a lot of pretty much everyone that we were working with at the time has been fired since Black and White, and so there's a lot of new people there, and I think it wasn't maybe exactly what they were expecting.
When you come in to work with a band like halfway through their career, you don't really. I feel like you don't really understand
what started,
what it is exactly. Yeah, and so there were just I think some clashing that happened because of that.
Yeah,
it's definitely like a. I just think it was almost a misunderstanding. Just it was hard for them to understand what we were trying to do, and it was hard. It was frustrating for us to have to start over with a new team and work with all that. So this is definitely an easier way for us to.
And we just sidestepped it for a little bit.
A lot of fans are wondering what almost caused the band's breakup.
I mean, it never really was like, oh, we're gonna break up. But it was moments when it was like, what the hell are we gonna do? This is like so beyond what any of us ever thought it would be at. Like, there was points where we were just like, are we gonna have to change our band name? Like, what are we gonna do to make this record come out? And it was more like that. It wasn't like, oh my God, we should probably break up. It was more along the lines of, what are we gonna do? This is such a hard spot right now. And yeah,
there comes a point where you have something that you've created and you want to defend it so much to where if someone is going to prevent you from letting people hear that album or whatever it is that you've made, you totally think differently about what steps you're going to take. That would never cross my mind before. Like, are we going to break up as a band? Like, no way. Like, we love doing what we're doing, but when it comes to the suffocation that is just not letting that stuff come out, it definitely makes you think about something like that. So that's all it was. It was just a minor.
It was like it was more of just a frustrated. What is going to happen next? Because at that point, we all felt like we had some kind of idea of what was going to happen, and then one day I remember just completely switched, and we were like, what what is gonna go, what's
Yeah.
gonna happen, and then but it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna break up.
So you guys have a new video coming out called Misery, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think the reaction will be like for that?
It's definitely a different video than we've ever made.
It's way different. There's no, I can say this right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no performance shots in it. It's just a concept, and it is pretty stressful and
It's
dark.
I mean, every time we've watched it, I get stressed out.
there's definitely an element of suspense in the video. So
I'm excited. I mean, some people will probably be like, "What?" But that's kind of how it always is. We just like to push the limits, I guess.
we tried to capture the mood that the song puts us in, or that we feel the song creates, without giving too much away. Basically, it's just John getting tortured.
It's pretty much John getting tortured.
Yeah.
And he actually did get tortured to make the video.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
Does the idea of being in a band ever get tiring and you wish you could just take a break? I mean, you guys do it, tour a lot.
I think the idea of it is always, anytime that I start to have any sort of a doubt, I just think about how fortunate we are to be where we're at right now and able to tour on this album by ourselves and do what we want to do at this stage, in our band. And I think that we have definitely put in a fair amount of hard work to get ourselves here. And I don't really ever think about it like that, I guess.
Yeah, the emotional and physical stress that comes with it is way below how awesome it is.
Yeah, definitely.
So, it might be like a second where you're like, God damn, I'm tired, but it's very rare.
What do you like to do on your spare time on tour?
We were just playing dominoes in the dressing room. It depends. If we're today, we're actually looking forward to going to this burger place. We've been trying to do this thing where we go to we follow diners, drive-ins, and dives, and go to those places. But today it was closed, so kind of got shut down. But I don't know. We like to walk around and see what's around the venue. And
Some days are lazy, some days you do things. I think it just depends on where you are, and sometimes you're in the middle of nowhere and you can't really do anything, so you just sit.
And this tour's gonna be really cold too, so we're not gonna have a lot of time to hang out outside. We're cooped up all day.
Could you describe each member of the band in one word?
Wow. Pat, I would say animal,
An animal.
like a Muppet.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny, I would say spaceman.
Spaceman.
John, I would say.
Jared's a cool guy.
Cool. That's one word, right?
Yeah,
Cool
cool
guy.
guy, one word. John is...
Wow. President. He
President.
can be president.
Nice. I mean, I can't come up with
And
one
you
myself.
are danger.
Danger. Okay, I'll take it.
What would you guys like for Christmas?
I want. I don't know. I'd like some random vinyls to add to my collection at home. Whatever.
That'd be cool.
Just a random assortment of stuff.
I wanna... Ooh, Back to the Future 2, the hover skateboard.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
That would be very
What was your favorite childhood toy?
I had the complete set for Waterworld, the movie,
cool.
the
What?
boat and everything. I used to play with that all the time.
I had those those little Hot Wheels tracks.
Oh,
you could
those
set
are-
up
yeah.
and you could go all the way around and stuff.
I wasn't very good at that. I would
My
make the
dad helped me.
I'd make the track too long. You know how they have the booster?
Mm-hmm.
I'd always make the track too long, and I'd put a
Run
flip
out of
at
speed.
the end.
Run out of
Yeah.
speed.
And so
You
I'd
gotta
have
put
to
the flip in the middle.
I know. That's right. Next time.
Do you have a bad habit on tour?
I don't drink enough water on tour. Garrett's been really good at walking by and being like, "Have you drank water recently?" And then I remember. But Yeah, I don't hydrate enough on the road.
I'd have it. The van's dirty. I think that's for everyone. Everyone doesn't pick up the van. Besides Gary.
We're trying to get better at it because Gary always ends up having to clean out everything.
Yeah, I feel bad. There's like seeds everywhere and
Yeah.
old like In-N-Out cups. burgers. Cats. Dead cats.
It's not that bad. It's really not bad.
How does it feel touring in the van again? Did you miss it?
There are definitely things about it that I miss.
Yeah.
You get a shower every night,
Which is cool.
or if you get to the hotel in time.
You're definitely more tired though. I forgot how like exhausting it can be.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things about the bus that are great. Just being able to go to bed and wake up at venue the next day. But I don't know. I feel like you almost feel more accomplished in the van because you're doing it all yourself. So it's fun.
Okay, it's the last question. So, what are your plans for the Maine next year?
As of right now, we go to Europe and UK with All Time Low. Actually, just the UK with All Time Low, and then we have some Europe shows by ourselves. And then everything else is kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah, we don't have any idea yet. So
We're figuring it out.
Okay.
We're touring.
a lot of touring.
We always tour.
There's no way we won't tour all year. So
Do you have any last words or anything?
thank you. Thanks for paying attention to us. We like you.
down.